ready to go. We're just gonna hop into Final Fantasy IX, and my microphone, or my controller, right off the bat, is not working for me, so I'm gonna just have to re-plug that in immediately. Now it seems like we've regained some level of functionality. There were two things I realized that we didn't do on our last playthrough that I want to fix right now. One of them was coming here, and I think that you can get coffee here. The smell of fire and blood. There must have been a huge battle on the other side of that gate. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go right into Burmecia, and we're going to confront Beatrix and try and steal the mythril sword. And it'll probably take like an hour. Realistically, it's taken me longer than an hour before I feel like to steal this sword. However, we do have the time speed up utility at our disposal, so that's possible. And I don't need to steal the chain shirt probably, but I would like it if we could get both of them. So that's what we're going to try and do. I really like this game. I'm kind of always playing, like if I play games again, it's like to kind of reevaluate, do I still think this is good given the context of like the world in my life and everything that I've learned. And this game stands up. This is a pretty freaking good game, in my opinion. It almost feels like it's just getting better, but I don't know, maybe it's just nostalgia. It could totally be nostalgia. It's beautiful, mostly. We'll go get a chocobo, even though we'll probably incur at least 2 random battles on the way there. We could speed up by pressing this button, so that's what we'll do. What I was gonna say about staff ratios is that what disgusts me the most about America, and I'll probably say this a lot in the stream, I'll finish this tangent after this scene. It's been 5 years. I've been away for so long. Not a night went by when I didn't dream about home. I can't believe I'm here. I'm no longer the selfish child I was 5 years ago. The time has come to serve my kingdom as a Burmecian Dragon Knight once again. I'll do what I can to help. Aww. Vivian, Quina, and Vivi being too sweet, too cute. I am trying to hit 50 followers by the end of the weekend, so if you're new here and you're enjoying the content, please drop me a follow and help me get to that goal. Battles here kind of suck in my opinion. Enemies just kind of have like an awkwardly large amount of HP. And we do get a Stelizio right here, Cancer. I don't think there's anything else on that screen. Could be wrong though. There are missable chests here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and we're gonna have to fight some black mages, of course. Why wouldn't you have to fight some black mages in Final Fantasy IX? I don't know, I could see us going pretty far tonight. Because I'm kind of in the zone right now, and we can just speed this up. Sometimes I like how slow it is though. It's like the most meditative Final Fantasy in that way. It's like not in a rush or anything. There might be something right here, an Aether maybe? A soft, maybe the Aether is on, actually that's a mimic. I'm almost positive that that treasure chest is a mimic, and it looks like our party is fairly well equipped to take them out. We did grind on Grand Dragons the other night, so I don't think we're too worried about much. We're not like super broken, but we're definitely stronger than you need to be. That's my style when I play video games. That's always been my style. Just gotta get an OP party and then walk through the game. It's always been the most fun for me. Maybe it's because I'm a scaredy cat when I play games. I don't like it to be close. Resident Evil always scared me, but it was always one of my favorite things, playing through Resident Evil games with my friends. So we want to go across there. I think we have to walk very slowly. There we go. And go down to the second floor by running all the way across again. And that's kind of the strat there, I think. So what I was saying before about staff ratios is that, like, I don't think our school is very bad, but one of our coworkers was complaining about it, and there's this thing that I kind of always talk about. So I've been working in social work for a really long time before I started my job working for the local high school here, and people who I was supporting were people who really have nothing, who've been oppressed for the majority of their life. And so the funding is just not there for these people, because a lot of society just thinks that, like, if you're addicted to drugs, if you're homeless, then like you deserve it. I think that most progressive people know that that is not true. However, that doesn't matter. Truth doesn't matter when That's the situation, and it just is true that there's no funding. And so I was responsible to make sure that about 60 people were seen for me. It was about 120 people between myself and one other person. So yeah, it was like 60 people per me and one other person. That's so messed up. That's not possible. No one can see that many people. It's just wrong, right? And so that was working for the Department of Mental Health. So this is the money that our country is spending to help. A lot of like chuds don't like welfare, but that makes no sense, which again progressives know. But it's like, look at the word welfare. What does welfare mean? It's money that's set aside so that the people who need it will fare well. And you know, chuds don't want people to fare well. Chuds want to just say farewell to the people. Like, it's not funny. It's fucking disgusting. It's horrible. They don't want welfare for people. They think that people deserve to suffer, and there's no funding. So yeah, it's about 60 a person. For reference, part of my life, part of my experience that I've talked about on this stream, even though I try not to talk about it too much because it makes me really sad to think about, is that I actually was in the military. I was in the United States Army Reserve. And for me, it was extremely shitty. It was a very negative experience. I disliked it immensely the entire time. I'm very thankful to be out, and I wish I never had to be in it. Kind of a classic. I had been homeless at the time, and didn't seem like there was really another way for me to get a life that would sort of provide for myself other than to do that. Like, I literally didn't know what else to do, really. I didn't know how I was gonna, like, actually pay for college. I didn't want to just work at a dead-end job my whole life. So I joined the army, and in particular, my job had to do with, prisons, basically. I don't really want to talk about it too much on stream, but it had to do with detention facilities. Yeah, it has to do with detention centers. And so when you're in the military and you're doing detainee operations, the number of people that you see probably isn't gonna exceed 30 to 40 people in a week. Granted, you're busy. You're very, 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 very busy. They keep you busy and they use all of their resources possible, for sure. It's not like they just give blindly these military units. However, they do have what they need very purposefully. And so here's the crux of the whole situation, right? Is that our school systems, I live in a very well-off, progressive town, and I'm working in the local high school, and they're complaining about staffing problems. And the job that I just came from, it was impossible. The numbers were way too great for me to possibly have helped everyone who I was supposed to be like responding to. I did the best that I could, and I think everybody knew that I was willing to support them, but I wasn't able to actually actively meet with everyone every week. That's just crazy. And so all I can think about, like all I could think about then, all I can think about now, and all I can say is that our country literally spends more money and hires more people to imprison foreign people in their own country. We pay more money to imprison people in foreign countries, often for attacking us because we've set up bases in their country, which is its own thing. But yeah, we're paying more money for guards to like talk to and hang out with people who we've imprisoned than we are to educate our children, and than we are to help the disabled and to support people in the midst of drug addiction and to reform people who may have made mistakes in their life, you know? That's a real shame. It's really a shame. And all I can do is really talk about it, and that's why I made this stream, is because I feel like the intersection of life experiences that I've had is very unique. So I just have like these weird insights into really broad disciplines that aren't necessarily thought of together, but that actually are related, because like all these things are government funded, and the war machine is just out of control. And you know, it's not just staffing, like, I mean, there were just miles and miles of unused vehicles on every military base. Just miles and miles of unused vehicles. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this, you know? And here's Freya. Freya's fighting to defend her country, but kinda too late. Everybody's already kicked. Pretty sad to see. Now we're gonna save this person. I think that the game had me at this point. I remember the first time I played this game, I think the game had me here. I think I fell in love with Zidane when I saw this scene. Remember when we made promises to each other in front of a gizmo loop? It's too dangerous to stay here. Sure, Regent Sid will protect you. What a cool statue. It's like a frog, lizard, bull thing with those sweet swords. I could make one of those swords in Blender probably. Those things are kind of sweet. Are those called Kris? K-R-I-S? I don't know if that's the name of all of those wavy swords or if that's the name of just like one that's like a knife. I'm not sure. Thanks again, pal. I hate when people call me pal, honestly. Pal or buddy. It just makes me so dysphoric. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, is if you're if you want to ask about trans things, I'm always here for trans questions. So please feel free to ask anything about the trans experience that you might be curious about. I'm up for answering questions or just sort of talking about my own experience. We'll go into the F1 first this time. I think we did last time too. Oh, it's a mimic. I forgot. They got me that time. First mimic I remembered. The second one I was like 50% sure. This one got me. Straight up got me. They got me on it. And now I'm gonna lose another high potion. Unless I can do something with Luna, which I can't. I don't think there were items on the other side. Maybe we should check, just to be safe. I'm always wrong about things. But I'm probably right in this like one case. That there aren't items here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Now we're gonna probably get into another fight for no reason. Maybe not though. We'll try and do a little bit more before I go smokable. I would like to though. I'd like to just be like really baked and playing my favorite game of all time. And so we're about to do it. We're about to do the thing where we steal over and over and hope that we can get Mithril Sword. Because there's nothing else we really can do other than to steal a bunch over and over and hope that it works. Basically the only strat you can actually employ. Alright. Okay, this scene takes so long. It's so terrible. Oh yeah, shoot. And I chose the wrong one. Yeah, you just do leave her alone. That's what you need to do. And now you go through all of this, and then you get to fight Beatrix, and you try and steal, and you only get like 4 or 5 steals before the fight's over. It's pretty bull. But here's where we get introduced to Kucha, who's kind of like the trans Zidane, of course. And I've got so much gender envy for Beatrix. Oh my gosh, Beatrix is so cool. I always wanted to be her when I played this game. Well, even though Beatrix is like shitty, I'm really only talking about the aesthetic. I'm not talking about Beatrix's character, because Beatrix is a pretty bloodthirsty killer and also like the head of the war machine. So I don't want to be like Beatrix in that way, but just in like being freaking such a like boss. Amazing. Like, I mean, look at the eye patch, look at her locks, but she's like also badass, and she's wearing a cape. I should get a cape, to be honest. I don't even know why I am not. I don't know if it's like a cape. It's like just a long dress, but it's so fucking sick. Gosh, she's so fucking cool. Look at her outfit. I like can't even get over it. I don't want to either. I wouldn't want to be over it. If you gave me the option to be, I wouldn't. I would choose not to take that option, truly. I just want to be stunned by her, always. That way this fight doesn't get too boring when I just have to restart it over and over. Are there any blue magic spells that might be remotely helpful here? Probably not. And so this is going to be the least compelling part of the stream by far. It's very likely that we just won't succeed for a while. But we're going to do what we can. Luckily our party is ripped to shit. Even Beatrix can't quite kill Vivi right now. So that's kind of like silly. So at least we have the easiest setup for this fight possible. We just have to reset and just keep stealing forever. So I talked before about how like oh yeah, and also Freya absorbs that. Oh, Soul Chain Plate. If we can get the Mithril Sword, then this would be a perfect fight. But I think we have a 1 in 256 chance. So it's pretty low. Yep, and so that was the end of that one. And we did not succeed. And so we're gonna hit exit game. We're gonna hit exit game. We're gonna hit close. And we're gonna reset the game. It's so dumb. Games are kind of dumb. But they're like also fun too. Yo, there it is. We get the chain plate. Fuck yeah. Eventually, yeah, it works out. You just gotta have that sort of flair, you know? Flair, good skill, good Final Fantasy skill. Won't have that one for a little while. Mithril Sword won't help for that. So we're gonna see if we can get the chain plate. And we didn't. But that's okay. I think that we'll settle for having just that. That was pretty good. Ignorant fools. How ridiculously weak. Oh, look at her freaking aesthetic. Is there anyone who's worthy of facing me? Her hair. Like, they really dug into the story in this. It's such a good story. It's a really good story. What a good character. This person who just, like all of them feel just unstoppable, but they're not, obviously, because they get stopped. But, like, they're just good villains, in my opinion. Like, they feel, like, real to me. I don't know, maybe they aren't real, but I don't know, it like feels like that's so interesting is that it like does like feel like personal, but it's like so melodramatic. Kuja though, there's definitely trans things happening with Kuja and Zidane. Kuja's like the trans Zidane for sure. And Kuja's like the trans Mikoto. I think it's Mikoto. We we'll see when we get to the end of the game. I might have the name wrong. Might be like something else. Oh, we get to see the sweet ass dragon, the silver dragon. We'll settle for the mithril sword. We don't need the chain plate. Yo, look at that feathered hair. Yo, give us some more Beatrix. That's what I want to see. Feeling pretty bad for Freya right about now. Oh, I guess, I don't mind doing this next part. This is pretty fun. Gashel pickles are the only pickles I can't eat. You're really confusing, know that? Like, what a cute exchange between two guards who are just like side characters. Not a lot of games do stuff like that. Wow. Well, what a cool design. I'm kind of having fun just like meandering now. Enjoying the fact that I don't have to do that fight again. So satisfying. Plus the art is just so good. The art and the music. I've been playing without desktop audio this whole time. That's a rough mistake, but at least we haven't progressed the game much. And also, I've been talking relatively consistent, so more comfortable out here. The rest of the area is full of rowdy men. I feel you, Mary. Nanza! A beautiful name. I said that before. I feel so sad whenever I see Mary, that part-time worker. Have you ever fallen in love? I've never fallen in love before, Kupo. If watching someone else in love is so difficult, I wonder how difficult it actually is to fall in love with myself. Gosh, that hurt my heart to read. But maybe it's just because I like Nanza. I'm never gonna fall in love. It's just not worth it. Yo, I was thinking today, like, all fiction is either about love. I want you to deliver a letter to Mochos. It's either about love or it's about the end of love. I'm probably not the first person to think that, though. That's one of those thoughts where it's like, somebody's probably thought that before. This is such a sick map. I wish I had like a real wood table that had this like burned into it. That would be really cool. I'll play a card game with the chef. I actually love the Tetra Master music. I think it's killer. I'm gonna turn it up in my headphones. I don't know, everybody shits on Tetra Master, but I think it's kind of sick though, to be honest. I like really enjoy it. I know that it's like kind of shitty in certain ways. I don't mind. I don't mind that it's bad. I don't know, I grew up playing it, so I just know it. it's so sick. I kind of like going second. I always have. And so here's my strat, is I'm gonna do this. And I did that for a particular reason, so that I could do this. I think that's okay. Because now we just have to beat it with this tutor. Actually, let's use this tutor. And look at that. That's a win, yo. Oh, well, it's an extra one. Okay. Oh, I got collar. I didn't get to choose. I thought you get to choose, but maybe you don't always. We'll stop at 100% victory. Card to Alexandria will be arriving shortly. Card to Lindblom just departed. I missed my ride. Are you here to kidnap the princess again? Grr, have you no respect? And I see Cinna sounding like the boiler man from the Spirited Away movie. Or maybe the boiler man from Castle in the Sky. Who is the boiler man from Spirited Away, pretty much? Alright, we're already pretty much equipped. I was hoping to play card, or be able to save before I play cards. Let's just risk it. Yo, I have Grand Dragon cards, I didn't even realize that. Should probably just use these. Just use them, because I can farm Grand Dragons later, that's no big deal. Oh, this is a rough field for Grand Dragons, honestly. Whoa, Grand Dragon almost lost that one. That's one of the things that's like not good about this game. Oh my gosh. Nice. Dragon's already down there. Ah, do I want to play a rematch? I mean, there were no cards in there that I was like really interested in. I'll do one more though. This is fun. Actually, you really don't want to use Scullies. If I use this, I'll have a pretty high chance of just winning anyway. So this is a really good set. Or risk it. I hate risking good cards though. Okay, let's put it there. This one, let's put this here. Well. No way. There's gotta be something I can do here. No, there isn't. Depends what I lose. Let's see. I hope I don't lose my Ironite. That's what I don't want to lose. I can handle losing my Lizard Man. Let's not play anymore though. That'll be more fun when I have like more cards to use. I actually have a surprisingly few number of cards, probably because I haven't been grinding. And I guess that's the biggest reason why. Get cards mostly through grinding. Oh, whoops. I didn't actually want to go this way. But apparently I can. I didn't know I could go this way. And I'm not sure what that means. That means that I can go get a Chocograph if I go through the ice cave. But I don't know if I can go through the ice cave. Are you allowed to go through the ice cave? I can go get a Chocograph that I just like never knew I could get this early. What happens if I go do that? Don't go inside the cavern, the ice is melting, it might come crashing down. Oh, it doesn't let you. It's so weird that it doesn't let you, but it lets you get this far. Can we go back to this town and do anything and dally? Feels like forever since we last visited. Can we go in here? Yeah, no, the mayor's busy still. The mill's still going, so we can't go in there. Someone's blocking that. Are there like new items in the shop here? Maybe there's no reason to be able to come here. Well, one reason to come here is to buy more bronze armor. Might as well check if we can check if we can go in here. Oh, yo, we can. You're a strange girl. There's nothing to see here. It wasn't so a year ago. It was a beautiful farm. Now the farm has been destroyed and everyone's holed up underground. Don't you think Queen's brown policy changes are a bit drastic? You really are very strange, you know that? I want to get everyone back their farm. Okay. Hey, we gotta lower the gate first. Show us your gate pass. Yep. This is it. Careful. Oh, you gotta love Treno. Maybe we want to do the fight with the monster that's in Treno. We don't want to do this friendly creature fight. It's gonna ask us for ore, and we're gonna say, run away. Alright, we'll probably save and quit before we enter Treno. We'll just get close. I think that this is pretty good. I know you could go for ore, but we're just running. I know. You don't need to rub it in my face.